It opened up like a primal energy in me.
Everything that exists has consciousness, it has energy, it has life, everything is composed of energy, and everything has something to teach us if we can slow down just enough and still our minds enough to listen.
This is for the greater good of all involved, and this little nugget dropped into the pool is going to have these massive ripple effects far and wide.
It's not just the experience, it's not just the medicine and what you're experiencing there, but how you're putting these things back into your life to make a difference.
Huachuma, San Pedro, is a heart opener and has potential to also connect to divine spirit through ceremony.
And that's why we're down here in the Amazon rainforest, because some of the oldest and most powerful technologies evolved alongside us as plant medicines. I've been through quite a bit, and I feel like the last few months, maybe even the last year, I've just been kind of cleaning off the surface, but I'm never really getting down to the deeper layers, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to do that.
Chavin was a great spiritual movement that was facilitated by the mass sharing of the great sacrament Huachuma. Like ayahuasca, Huachuma has been used both for the purposes of healing and higher consciousness, and also for the purposes of sorcery, for the attainment of power. And the difference being driven entirely by the intention of the practitioner or the people pursuing it. Sometimes that's based on certain impending needs.
According to Don Howard, the Huachuma ceremony kind of harmonized the dualistic forces of the universe and allow you to, soak in that energy of the world around you. I can feel it all over my body. I feel it in my head, I feel it in my eyes, I feel it in my chest. It feels like my stomach is even heavy when I try to take a deep breath. Even though I've never done Huachuma or San Pedro, I know that this is something that when you're finished, it's generally a feeling of lightness. And I'm really, really looking forward to that.
We have this choice to either move greater into our faith or continue to live in fear and doubt and everything that looks like fear, disconnection, worry, attachment, or move greater into faith, which is, I know I'm being supported, I know this is the right road for me to take, I don't have to know why, and actually it's better I don't know why.
The initiation that we've undertaken this week reflects an understanding of the nature of the three worlds. The lower world is the world of our spiritual beginnings, where we're coming from as spiritual beings. that is manifest in water as the birthing element. There's also a mystical dimension to it, which we call the calling. And it's something that speaks to people through the channel of the heart consciousness, whether they've even heard of it or not. And it often creates a compelling sense of need to make that connection.
I was just like surrounded by magic from such a earthy level, you know, and also such a divine spiritual level. It's just like combining the two worlds together. That's what I was feeling. You know, we're going through these silky waters. I mean, noticing the reflections of all the vegetation on the shorelines, you know, the water's edge. It's a reminder that everything is so divine in its own way.
I believe ancient wisdom is the medicine for the modern world. It's simply a return to a sense of connectedness to the earth, an acute awareness of our interdependence with the earth, an acute awareness of the concept of reciprocity.
Pretty steady through line of euphoria and kind of an energy that makes you want to move around and breathe. Very kind of heart-opening awareness, heightening experience.
Well, first of all, Huachuma is a potentiator of energy, and that is associated with the perceptual consciousness of those participating in the ceremony. So one realizes rather quickly a heightened sense of energetic connection with whatever energies are present in the ambience. And every place has a little different kind of energetic set. So the experiences that I put people in are things that will serve as seeds or triggers for a process.
Just witness and allow, and it's really impossible to have a bad experience when you do that. When you don't try to fight and struggle against the medicine, allow it to work through you.
There also seems to be happening a renaissance of consciousness and the desire of more people to find truth beyond the dogmas. And I think that probably accounts in large part for the resurgence of interest in shamanism. The most important thing that one must bring to this work and bring to shamanism, if one is to progress much beyond the experience for its own sake, is intention.
So the first step is realizing that you have to grow, and then from that have the plants be a bridge.
A great part of what you do with any of this medicine work is complete surrender. You know, you gotta be willing to just allow the spirit of the medicine to take you where it needs to go. Because it'll take you sometimes looking like 180 degrees opposite of where you want to go, but ultimately that's the only path that makes sense when you get there. And so for me, you know, the end goal is I just want to feel light again.
As my work has continued, I've continued to sort of a backward trajectory, I guess you'd say, to learn the older, more archaic practices, which I have personally found to be more pure and more enlightened than much of what has been sort of reinvented in modern times. Velvet Technicolor experience, where everything feels super fluid, like we're still on the boat. And it certainly gets stronger just being in this environment, just being in the jungle.
Definitely awakening like all my senses to be aware of everything that I'm feeling in this moment, and from like the humidity in the air to like the soft, mushy, damp ground, and I can almost kind of feel the river on my skin too. It's just so close to it.
The plant is a medium. It really isn't the message. The most important thing that one must bring to this work and bring to shamanism, if one is to progress much beyond the experience for its own sake, is intention.
First thing that comes to my mind is breathe, and just continue as best I can to be centered in the process, because I have no idea what's going to happen, and in fact it's better that I don't, so that I don't try and shape it.
You know, usually at the edge of these journeys, there's a lot of kind of nervous, kind of apprehension, some tension. You know, you feel like you're about to jump off a cliff, just leap off into the unknown. For me, I just need it so bad. I'm just anxious to get it started.
There needs to be a certain synergy of motive and intention. That doesn't mean that everybody has the same motive as intention, but it is something that is positive and uplifting for their lives, expand and enhance their spiritual consciousness.
I started to realize that for some reason I think of myself at odds with the natural environment in some circumstances. Here in the jungle, it really exacerbates that. I feel not at home, and it's a little scary for me. And then I really just realized that, maybe part of this journey is learning to, I got this saying that kept going over in my head. It just said, trust the mud, trust the mud, trust the mud. And just trust that, I'm here for the right purpose, the right intention. And, I probably just need to get over that shit.
Kind of melts your senses together and opens you up, removes a lot of filters, reveals a lot of truth, but does it in a way that's very clear and lucid. What senses for you are blending right now?
Taste, smell, tactile, auditory, all of it.
Yeah, it seems like it's all alive on multiple dimensions.
This has worked for me. A little different experience than the last time we made our departure into the jungle. I think it's just continuing to bring forth challenges that I need to try and overcome. But these challenges you got to overcome by letting go and surrendering, and that's work. Not really, you're not used to that in your day-to-day, but that's the medicine. Fuck. Visions were much, much different this time than they were last time. Closed my eyes in the boat and I could see fires burning from everywhere. That's just what the earth was showing me, fires, and smoke was going up into the air. And it was that vision of, the earth being burned and turned from the inside out and all the things that's going on. And so I said, what can I do? And the answer was, you got to plug people in, you got to plug people into their higher consciousness. And that's my job and that's our job.
This isn't all we are. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to this crazy universe that's tied in not only on the ground here on Earth, but moves up and down in a variety of different levels of reality and or consciousness.
is something that's timeless and universal. It is non-exclusive in its nature, accessible to anyone who brings the right intention and a good heart to it.
I think that message of leading with the heart as well as the head, I think that's probably the key thing. It takes trust to do that, because if you don't trust, then you're not going to let your head relax. So step one, trust. That way your head can calm down and relax. Step two, open up the heart and follow that.
I enjoy the ongoing unfolding of who this infinite self is desiring to live as, to show itself as.
I'm not the same person that came here 8 days ago. What I've taken in, what I've practiced, the challenges that I've overcome, this was perhaps the most challenging medicine journey I've had, and definitely the most rewarding. Would have never expected that. So we're talking about a re-engagement with the natural world to largely help us
get out of our Western consumptive mind that creates these psychic ego distortions in the first place. But we're reaching this critical threshold. More and more of us are recognizing that the way we've been living is not sustainable. It's not sustainable for our happiness. It's not sustainable for the planet and our resources. I think we can only learn that through our own experience. There's only so much I'm going to read from. I'm not really going to experience that knowledge as wisdom until I put myself in the lab.
You're living the dream and then you remember, just open up to the Amazon jungle. It's great to kind of breathe in everything that's going on, really see how alive everything is, and remember to get out of your head, really experience it in 5D.
It's simply a return to a sense of connectedness to the earth, an acute awareness of our interdependence with the earth, an acute awareness of the concept of reciprocity. Since the advent of the industrial age, people have been increasingly takers and much less givers.
Okay, now this is called the test.
Wow.
He tickles.
Oh my gosh. You got it in your hands. They don't bite. I feel comfortable, I feel relaxed. On how I was saying earlier, going home, and I feel like I'm home.
You're going to try to get out that with a spoon?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Well, you
It'd be
know,
a tough go,
if I had to.
You'd be able to do it. Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
How long does a little cocoa quid last?
Yeah, but
You can actually
It's like a nipple.
just kidding.
Whoa. You just eat the whole thing?
Yeah.
Did you get any of this the other day? Oh, dude. Just suck on the outside first. Or did you already chew into it?
And this one, from the start, I've been able to, kind of stay ahead of the challenge curve and pass the tests as they come. One was the centipede crawling on my hand. And if people know me from back home, they would be like, "What the hell?" But you do that, and then you get rewarded for that by the medicine. It's like gives you more love and more encouragement. Like that's the way you should be. And so following that curve is a much different ride. Same medicine. I actually took a lot more, but when you're with that flow, it's just like a proud parent, taking on the way like, attaboy, attaboy. But it's been a fun little run up here in the air Masada. this really was, to me, kind of a coming of age, which is weird to say at 33 years old and, what I've done in my life, but this was my coming of age, a little bit late, probably 20 years too late, but better late than never. The type of man that I want to be and the type of man that I will be from now on has been altered by this.
We have so much potential right now to just create so much positive energy on the planet. And there's so many people that are kind of starting to think this way. If everyone chooses to focus on their path, on bettering themselves at that core level and doing their work, that's going to affect the entire paradigm.
We get the opportunity to have these like evolutionarily, exponentially growthful experiences by the variety of teachers that we have. And at the end of the day, it's all up to us to do the work.
All of this is really beyond religion in the sense of being confined to a dogmatic, rigid set of a belief system. It's the freest form of human spiritual consciousness, really, because it's unconfining. You accept what you experience.
That last ceremony for me, just feeling that fearlessness, I'll never, ever forget that. And all of the other lessons, trust, leading with your heart, all of these things that seem simple, and you can conceptualize them without doing something like this. Everybody who watches this will hear me say it, but until you go through it and live it in this way, it's not going to really sink in and anchor and become part of your very backbone and your ethos as a person, as a warrior.
Really no end to it. None of us are ever going to know everything in this lifetime anyway. So it's an open-ended process. for as long as we live, as long as we want to pursue it. And that's the beauty of it. There's no end to it.